Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from Long Range Spangle trying to welcome back to my channel. So, y'all remember when I said that it's like, whenever I take a break from talking about Degrassi, there's just always seem to be some topics that just happen to come up that I want to talk about. Well, unfortunately, there's one I want to talk about today, and there's another video that I want to talk about too in the near future. So, the first topic we're going to get into today, what a Degrassi topic that I just been seeing a lot, and I should have made this video sooner, but me being me. So we're going to talk about why I ship Craig and Ellie, and we're going to talk about the whole pick me thing, why people couldn't stand it. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into why I ship her and Craig, why I did not like they made her pick me, and then we're going to also get into the whole her and Jimmy thing. So yes, that's what we'll get into today. And then another future video that I also want to make is the whole Sean and Emma versus Sean and Ellie. What couple do you prefer and why? And we're going to get into that as well. Everyone knows I'm a Sean and Emma spinner to the day I die. Even though I don't really have a problem with Sean and Ellie, I don't think they should have been more in-game than him and Emma. So, yeah, we're going to get into that because that's kind of like a bold statement. So, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to chat y'all heads off. Let's get into why I ship Craig and Ellie. First of all, I ship Craig and Ellie because, number one, they have chemistry. There is, like, no denying that they have chemistry. And that's, like, out of all the girls they paired Craig up with, she made the most sense. Hands down, she made the most sense. A lot of people feel like their connection is a trauma bond because she is a cutter and he is bipolar. I'm so tired of everybody nowadays using that whole trauma bond thing as a reason for why couples date or why they fall in love with each other or as for why they have the connection they have. The conversations that Craig and Ellie had, they were not on trauma bonding conversations. They were never just talking about their pain and stuff like that. I did wish that sometimes we would have gotten to see when Craig said that when him and Ellie spent the entire summer together, and that she knows that he's fine and everything like that. Give me this. Sorry. Move over. I did wish that sometimes we would have gotten to see them spending that summer together. I do feel like that was a missed opportunity that we didn't get a chance to see. Like, I wish the OG era of Degrassi would have done some things that the new generation did. Like, for an example, the new generation, we got to see in season 14, we got to see their summer vacation. I do wish sometimes for the OG era that we would have gotten. So, like, they could have did special episodes where we see their summer vacation. Or before school starts, we could have got an episode of their summer vacation before they go back to school. Last day of summer type shit. Like, I do wish sometimes it wasn't always just spent in school. I do wish there was some things we would have gotten more of. Like, even the new generation, yeah, they spent a lot of time in school. I feel like with the new generation, they were at school, but I feel like sometimes when I watch the seasons, they were never in classes. They was everywhere but in class. If anything, they was always in the hallway or always in the cafeteria. The only time you ever got to see them in classes was really if it was just a scene. If it was just a scene going to the next scene, for real. That's just how I feel for the newer generation. I definitely wish they would have showed when Craig and Ellie, spent that summer together. I think the reason why people feel like it's a trauma bond between them is because they have the same classes, because Craig is bipolar and Ellie is a cutter. I think that is why, because they think that since they understand each other when it comes to him being who he is and her being who she is, they think that might be a trauma bond. It's not a trauma bond. There is nothing wrong with someone getting to know you in and out, even your imperfections, and them liking you and loving you and accepting you for all those imperfections. That they know that you're not perfect, but at the end of the day, they still love you. I feel like during the time that him and Ellie spent together, she grew to fall in love with Craig because she might have saw another side of him that we, the audience, probably didn't see, or a side that Manny or Ashley probably never saw. And I'm so tired of people saying, oh, how come nobody ever get on her ass for falling in love with Craig when Ashley is her best friend? First of all, this is fucking Degrassi. Damn near everybody in the show that dated someone that was either a friend or an ex. Everybody dates everyone. So please, I don't want to hear that bullshit. If you don't get on Ellie ass, get on Craig ass. Because ain't Craig and Jimmy best friends, and they both dated Ashley. Jimmy, Ashley, Craig, Craig, Ashley, Jimmy, Ashley, Craig, Ashley. Come on now, stop it. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with the clownery. Come on now, everybody in the show that dated someone's ex, dated someone's best friend, dated someone's crush. We're not even about to get on Ellie's ass for that. Please. Please. Come on now. Cut the foundry. Stop it. Didn't Manny eventually date Jay, even though he gave Emma a fucking, gave her syphilis? Okay then. Did Emma date Peter after the shit he did to Manny? Okay then. So please, don't even use that as an example, because it's a bullshit example. If anything, it's bullshit. I feel like, me personally, I ship Craig and Ellie because I feel like their connection is just so genuine. I think it's genuine. And it's like, I feel like for them not to be Endgame is definitely one of the most craziest things I've ever witnessed in the show. Like, they're definitely up there for couples I wish was Endgame. Craig and Ellie, Shauna, Emma, Drew and Bianca. Those are just like my top 3 couples I feel like definitely deserved it a lot. They deserve to be Endgame. And I feel like with Craig and Ellie, there was just so much patience. Like, I feel like in season 5, the writers really fucked up not pulling the plug. We could have been got Craig and Ellie. Like, for real. We could have been got Craig and Ellie. Like, seriously, we could have been got them. I don't think there should have been a reason to put Craig back with Manny. I think that was just really unnecessary. And then he's still with her in season 6. That was unnecessary, for real. I never really understood the whole thing with Craig and Manny, so I don't even know why they even put them together as a relationship when they could have just put him with Ellie, for real. Honestly. But I'm not mad that... One thing I would say I really love about Craig and Ellie, for real, is that it didn't matter if he never saw how she felt about him, or if the feelings that she had for him was never reciprocated. I like that they was always there for each other as friends. Like, their friendship was so strong, and I feel like today, to really get to know someone, you should be friends with them first before having a relationship with them. I feel like if that person is your friend, you get to see if they're toxic, their red flags, and everything. I feel like you get to see who they really are genuinely as a friend. And I like that regardless if Craig did something to piss her off, or she did something to piss Craig off, they were always friends. Like, friendship always came first. They remind me of the Zig and Maya thing, right? It didn't matter what happened between Zig and Maya, or what bad blood was between them. They always was there for each other as friends. That friendship was always number one, and I really like that about Craig and Ellie's relationship. I like that friendship was always number one. Because I don't think anyone else would have told Craig that he should go and do music. Him and Ellie had that conversation. Not him and Manny. Ellie was the one who told Craig that he should go and do music. That he should not have to hold back his dream because as a band, they all don't get to experience it. Music has always been what he's always wanted to do. Ellie doesn't want to do music. She wants to be a journalist. So, of course, it made sense for her to tell him, like, music is not my dream. I just was a drummer because, fuck with Spinner. I like that she told Craig he should go experience his dream because music has always been his dream, and he shouldn't have to put that dream on brakes just because he doesn't get to experience it with his friends. I don't think nobody else would have told Craig that because Craig couldn't even tell them that the person only wanted him. He didn't want the whole band. He just wanted Craig. I don't think anybody else would have told Craig to do that, and I love that Ellie was the one who told him to do that. I really love their friendship moments for real. I think Craig and Ellie really should have been Endgame. Like, if you watch them on the beach in season 8, you cannot tell me they did not deserve to be Endgame. Did it suck to see that he was in a relationship? Absolutely. It absolutely did suck. But I always felt like deep down Craig was in love with Ellie. I always felt like he had feelings for her. I think the reason why he probably never like try to pursue those feelings romantically, because maybe he probably felt like he didn't deserve the love and the genuineness that she was willing to give him in a relationship. He probably didn't want to fuck up their friendship if things didn't turn out, or he probably just like he was just not good enough for Ellie. Like, there could be tons of reasons, and I get that, because sometimes when you date your friends and things don't work out, that friendship does go away sometimes. Y'all saw that happen with Zig and Maya once he cheated, which is understandable, but still, they did not remain friends, maybe until after she did she tried to commit the whole thing with the pills in season 3. They became friends again, but after he did what he did to her in season 1, they did not become friends, because it's like, would you want to be friends with your ex after he cheated on you? Of course not. So I understand that sometimes when you're friends with someone, you might get it confused with feelings and love, but I completely understand why Craig never pursued those feelings emotionally, because it's normal to have that mindset to where it's like, okay, if I tell my friend that I'm in love with them, of course he know Ellie felt the same way. Craig knew that Ellie felt the same way. I'm not even gonna sit here and say that he didn't know, because he fucking knew. He knew since season 5. She never hid it. She never hid that she was in love with Craig. Never ever. She never hid it. She never hid that she was in love with him. I think with Craig, I'm not mad that he never pursued his feelings romantically for Ellie, because of the reasons he might have had. For maybe he would have screwed it up, maybe he just felt like that's what he does, he just screws things up, or maybe he wanted to get in the right, or maybe he felt like if things didn't work out between them romantically, maybe they will never remain friends again. I'm not mad at that, but I do wish it wouldn't have taken so long for him to say something. Like in season 8, he finally told Ellie how he felt, and they weren't Endgame. The only thing we got was the airport kiss. We never got to see anything after that. In my head, they're Endgame. In my head, I feel like in my head with Craig and Ellie, they found each other after everything, and she went back to Hollywood, or he went and found her, and they started dating, and they got married. That's how I felt. That's where my mind is at with Craig and Ellie. Because I just feel like with some of these relationships, you gotta imagine. Like, I feel the same way with Sean and Emma. I feel like Emma knew that Spinner was his shit, and, Sean came down and they got married. Like, the rightful couple got together that day. So, yes, I will forever be upset that Craig and Ellie, we never got a chance to actually see them become Endgame. All we ever got was the airport kiss. I am a little mad with that, because I feel like they deserve to be Endgame. I don't think the writers should ever put Craig and Manny back together. I hated that. Like, why couldn't Craig just be Manny's friend? Why? Why they have to make that relationship? Why? Like, just season 5 to me, I already expressed that I feel like it's really a overrated season for like, everybody would swear up and down that season 5 is great. I have my mixed feelings with it, and like I said, I didn't already made a video on why I feel like I don't think season 5 really should be in a conversation for greatest seasons of all time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great, but there's other seasons that I think are better than it. For real. Like, not even joking. I just think there's a lot of things in season 5 that they really shouldn't have avoided. I just feel like Manny and Craig couldn't just been friends. They had to date. They couldn't just been friends. They really had to date. I think that was unnecessary. I really feel like season 5, they really had the chance to do something with Manny other than put her in a relationship. And I felt like, the whole thing with Peter and the whole thing with her dad, there was so many more things they could have done with her in season 5. I felt like her getting kicked out and everything like that, and her having insecurities because she felt like she wasn't a great actress. They could have went the whole way with that. Like, for real. Like, they could have went the whole way with that. Instead, they was just so quick to just shut that storyline down and put her in a relationship with Craig. It's like, damn, is she not interesting at all unless she's in a fucking relationship? Like, her character is just, like, so overrated, because she's not interesting at all unless she's doing something with a guy or she's in a storyline with a boy. For real, for real. And I feel like season 5 really could have been her breakthrough season where I could have saw something different. But nope, It's the same shit she been doing since season 3, just in relationship with boys, just, it's just like, damn, like, as soon as they put her in a relationship with Craig, she did nothing. She had little to no screen time. The only time you ever saw her around is when she was getting jealous or mad about Craig and Ellie being together. You feel me? Like, that's it. And it's just like, damn. They really had the opportunity to do something differently with her character. But I feel like, to me, in my opinion, it would have been nice to see Craig and Ellie be together in season 5. But then it's like, what if they wouldn't have worked out with him being long distance? You feel me? So, I wasn't mad that in season 6 that they brought that storyline back up. The only thing I say that I would say to this day I despise with the whole Craig and Ellie storyline is that they made her a pick-me. I'm not really a fan of pick-me's. And you know what? I think sometimes people who are pick-me's, I think it might come from a place where it's never them, right? Because think about it. Ellie and Sean were together and he left. And when he came back, he never once tried to fix anything with Ellie. He went straight to Emma. He wanted to fix things with Emma. He wanted to get back together with Emma. So, of course, Ellie has this mindset to where it might be, is there something wrong with her? Like, why is it always someone else and never her? Like, even in season 5, it made sense why she was a pick-me, because even in season 6 it made sense. Even though I'm not a fan of it and they could have done things differently where they didn't have to make it be in your face that she was a pick-me. They could have did it in quiet. But you have to think, you can't tell me that Craig didn't know that Ellie was in love with him. And, you know, like, she had to sit back and watch the guy she's in love with be with some other girls. So, of course, she got this thing in her head rumbling like, why is it never me? Why is it never me? Why is it always someone else? So I think sometimes people who are pick-me, I think it might come from a deep-rooted issue of it never being them, or they might have, you know, attachment issues or whatever the case may be. So I think that's what it came from with Ellie, because like I said, her and Sean were together. When Sean left town, him and Ellie broke up. And when he came back, he said, fuck Ellie, I'm going to go fix things for Emma. I'm going to go be with the real love of my life, my soulmate. So, of course, Ellie's able to have that mindset where it's like, damn, it's never me. I am never someone's forever. I'm never anyone's forever. And Craig choosing to be with Manny over Ellie, it proved that. So I understand why she might be a pick-me. We all are going to eventually be there, or some of us have already been in that position. So I'm not going to judge her for being that way, because I'm not going to say I was a pick-me, but I definitely begged, you know, with my ex. And when I just said fuck it, I just said fuck it. So I'm not going to judge her for that. I'm just saying, I just feel like being a pick-me sometimes, it really gets you nowhere. Because it's like, how many times you going to keep giving this person reasons why it should be you? How many times you going to keep putting yourself out there to be put down? I feel like if Craig would have straight up told Ellie from the beginning that he feel like that he just don't want to pursue anything with her romantically because he's afraid he might screw it up, at least she would have known that, okay, he told me how he felt. But I feel like him walking around and pretending like he didn't feel nothing for Ellie is what was driving her fucking nuts. Which is like, I can't blame her. And if people talk about, oh, she's a hater when it came to Manny, I don't think it had anything to do with hating. What do you need to hate for when it came to Manny? Manny was the most insecure girl in the fucking room. She was insecure as fuck, and she was so quick to say everybody else was jealous of her, when it's like, honestly, you don't even believe that you're confident within yourself. Otherwise, you won't have to do the shit that you do, period. I think with Ellie, it had nothing to do with her being a hater towards Manny. I think it really had to do with the fact that she was in love with Craig. Like, she had feelings for him. I mean, like, who wouldn't get jealous? I mean, come on, we've all had that feeling before. When you really like someone, of course you're going to get jealous. And it's like, you're not going to be okay with seeing them flirting and being touchy-touchy when you got feelings for that person. I mean, I'm not saying that person is your property, but it's like seeing someone you're in love with or someone you have feelings for do something with someone else, of course it's going to drive you nuts. Of course, that's just a natural human reaction. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when it comes to season 6, I do feel like they definitely amped it up with the pick-me shit. Like, to this day, I don't even understand why the hell they even wrote it to make it feel like Ellie would believe that the drugs were Manny's and not Craig's. I can't even believe that they even would make her say some shit like that. Like, they made her head over heels for Craig that much that she couldn't see that there was something wrong with him. I didn't like that. I definitely feel like, okay, yeah, there's no way in hell she thought that the drugs were Manny's. You feel me? I didn't. That they definitely was doing too much with that. And Manny was threatened by her. Ellie was never threatened by Manny, for real, for real. Other than that one time when she threw that motherfucking stick at her, that was it. Other than that, she didn't pay her no attention. But see, it's Manny who's mad that Craig and Ellie have so much in common. She thinks it's a competition. No one's asking you to compete with this girl. They're friends. You are his girlfriend. Girl, why do you think it's a competition? It's no one's fault that you think you're stupid. It's no one's fault that you think you're dumb. It's no one's fault that you and your boyfriend don't have anything in common. It's okay to be different. You're making it a competition. There's just no need for a competition. It's just Craig and Ellie connect differently with certain things. I feel like Craig and Ellie connected emotionally. I don't think it was a physical thing or anything like that, because that's what I just feel like it was with Manny and Craig. I feel like it was a physical thing. I feel like Manny was really head over heels for Craig for whatever reason, a crush, and I feel like, why did everybody want her to be with this boy so much? Craig never cared about her at all. He could care less for Manny. He just was with her because she knew that she was going to put out, period. I said what I said. I said what I said. Period. Like I said, Manny was the one making the competition. I didn't like they made Ellie a pick-me, but I could see from a standpoint why she was, but I think they was just doing too much with it. So yeah, I think Craig and Ellie should be in game because I feel like they had chemistry. I felt like when it came to them, they had such an emotional connection that I love so much. I like to connect emotionally. Once I connect with you emotionally and get to know you as a person, and I get to see your soul, get to see how beautiful you are, then that's when I get like physically attracted to you and want to connect physically. But connecting mentally and emotionally is the type of time I be on, and I feel like nowadays when people feel like you connect with someone emotionally or mentally, that they think it's a trauma bond. No. Yes, Ellie was a cutter. Yes, Craig was bipolar, but they shouldn't be known for just that. They're humans who didn't have struggles, who go through it every day. Period. Craig's gonna always be bipolar. That is just part of him. Ellie's gonna always be a cutter. That is just part of her. They shouldn't be looked at just that. And just because he's bipolar and she's a cutter, you shouldn't think their connection is built on pain and trauma bonding. No, that's just stupid to me. It's dumb, because you obviously can see that it was something more deeper than that. Y'all so quick to say, oh, it's a trauma bond, to this point where it's like, do y'all even know what a trauma bond connection even is? You know what a trauma bond connection is? Tate and Violet for American Horror Story. That's a trauma bond connection. That's a trauma bond connection. That is what a trauma bonded relationship looks like. Two people who are only together because of pain and tribulation. They're not together for any other reason other than they connect with the darkness within each other and with their lives. That's it. They have no other reason to be together other than the pain that they went through the pain that they went through separately, and that the pain that he went through and the pain that she went through is what made them draw to each other. So please, y'all supposed to throw a trauma bond word out for every relationship nowadays who can connect emotionally and mentally, but yet y'all don't even know what it looks like for real, for us. So please be quiet. The last thing I want to touch on before I get off of here is the whole the whole Ellie and Jimmy thing. Now, with the whole Jimmy and Ellie thing, when I watched season 5, I am able to say this, that I definitely felt like, I felt like Degrassi was trying to do something with them, but then I felt like in the moment they totally forgot that Ellie has feelings for Craig. I feel like I wouldn't have been against Jimmy and Ellie, like, at all. If they would have done something with them, I wouldn't have been against it, because I feel like in season 5 they did look cute to me. One thing I would say is that they could have did something more, like they could have really dig deeper. But the only reason why they never did is because Ellie obviously was in love with Craig. So I feel like Jimmy was doomed to be rejected, because it's like, I'm not the person, when I have friends with someone, I can't just turn them off. Like, once I like you and I really hell bent on trying to be with you, I will go to the ends of earth until you really give me a reason to where you really not trying to be with me like that for real. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I wish Jimmy just would have saw the signs for real, for real. Like, I think nowadays you can tell when someone's not into you like that. And I feel like sometimes you shouldn't want them to tell you that they're not into you. You should just read the room. Start reading the room. Start reading in between the lines, and you will really get your answer quicker so you won't get hurt and get rejected. Now, if there was a different universe where Craig and Ellie wasn't a thing or wasn't trying to become a thing, yes, I would have been all hands on deck with Jimmy and Ellie for real, because I felt like deep down Degrassi was trying to do something with them, and I wasn't against it, because like I said, when I watched the episodes with them in season 5, they were cute. I did feel like that they were growing a friendship, which I absolutely love. They was growing that friendship, growing that bond that could eventually turn into something romantically. But I felt like just as they did something where Jimmy knew he was catching feelings for Ellie, that they automatically remember, oh yeah, Craig, Ellie does have feelings for Craig. You feel me? So when people get mad at Ellie for liking who she likes and she can't turn it off because everyone thinks Craig is a piece of shit, why are you mad at her? She likes who she likes. She can't help who she likes. She caught feelings for Craig. So you think you just expect her just to turn him off because Jimmy likes her? No. Y'all need to blame the writers, because the writers were trying to build her up with Craig and Jimmy at the same time. And like I said, when they did that scene where Jimmy knew he was catching feelings for Ellie, that's when they just automatically remember, oh yeah, we're right. Ellie does have feelings for Craig. So it's like, blame the writers for not being consistent. They could have did something where Craig then told Ellie, look, what's up? I don't feel that type of way from you. I'm with Manny. Blah, blah, blah. Then they could have did something with Ellie and Jimmy. I wouldn't have been against that. But it's like, y'all need to blame the writers for not being consistent. That's just how I feel. But, yeah, I think I said everything I needed to say. I'm going to catch y'all in my next video. Like I said, we're gonna talk about the whole Shauna and Emma versus Shauna and Ellie. Even though y'all know I'm a Shauna and Emma shipper to the end of time, I'm gonna tell y'all why I prefer them over Shauna and Ellie, and then I'm gonna tell y'all how I think about the whole Shauna and Ellie relationship, and then we gonna be ranking the Big Mouth seasons from worst to best. I know I'm really like behind when it comes to that video, but it's just the other topics I want to get out the way before I do that. So yeah, there's the next 2 topics I need to do, and catch you on my next video. Nice talking.